Greetings, my friends. I hope this finds you well. Today we're pre-recording class because of a lot of technical difficulties, and since today's theme and actually every day's theme is really gratitude. I'm grateful we have so many options. So, today, as I said, we're talking about gratitude and blessings, and I spoke about this earlier. Please, before we begin, make sure you have your props that you need. A bolster, 2 blocks would be great. A cushion, a blanket or cushion, okay? And I really want us to remember just come as you are. Whatever is here for you, whatever's in your inner life, just come as you are, okay? And years ago, weeks ago, feels like years now, weeks ago, I think it might have been the first class I recorded. I had just watched a video with Deepak Chopra, and he spoke about how emotions are more contagious than any virus, and that a pandemic of anxiety and stress can actually compromise our immune system. So that's both our personal and I think the global immune system, right? But we also know that our healthy emotions like peace and love and gratitude and joy can enhance an immune system, right? And so we want a pandemic of gratitude, of joy, of love, kindness. I've recently been revisiting this wonderful book, The Book of Joy, with His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Tutu. And it was a visit with them for a week. And Douglas Abrams interviewed them. And they looked at the elements or the pillars of joy. And it is really the same how to foster and cultivate healthy emotions and mind states and ways of being in the world. Very appropriate today. And so that we think about also our times these days, and there's an expression, we're all in the same boat. You may have even seen this little cartoon. Well, we're not in the same boat. We may be in the same storm, but we're not in the same boat. Some of us have lovely homes and always have food on the table, and others not so lucky, right? And so, what can we do? And we all have to find those things that we can do, whether we donate, whether we can send blessings. There's ways to do. If we're healthy and a strong immune system, we can go and serve. We all know what it is we can do. We all can pray, right? So I know that I'm grateful because even little things like technology can get me in a flurry, but I keep stopping and I'm grateful that here I am. Here I am. And so I recognize also that gratitude and blessings help to raise my vibration. And my vibration, I notice on days that are even gray outside can lower my vibration, right? But I have a way of raising that. And all of the practices certainly do that, but also cultivating a vibration of gratitude rather than woe is me, right? That changes our biology, our energy. And when we were doing our Mother's Day class last week, we spoke about the energy of earth and mother, and there's that particular energy. And so today we feel into the vibration of gratitude, of blessings, right? So we'll take a little time to sit, we'll take refuge, we'll take inventory, and we'll chant a little bit of the Bij mantras. They are the mantras or the sounds that are associated with each of the energetic channels or energetic centers that are spoken of as the chakras, right? You don't have to be a believer, but there is an energy and vibration here. So we'll work with that as part of our vibration and our meditation. So wherever you are, just find a comfortable seat. Get grounded and grow long. And as you inhale, draw your shoulders up towards your ears, and as you exhale, roll them down the back. And do that again. Inhaling up and exhale, roll them down the back. And then let the shoulder blades stay on the back body and gently tuck under the heart. And take a few moments to feel into you. Come as you are. All is welcome. And feel what's so in the physical and the mental and emotional body right here, right now. Nothing to change, nothing to make different. Just meet it with a kindness, a gratitude that we can be present. And now, let us take refuge. Find that place and touch that place that is already awake and whole. And so each day, sometimes I do this right in my bed. From now until I fully awaken, I vow to take refuge in loving awareness, my true home. And I vow to take refuge in the path of loving awareness, the road that leads me home. And I vow to take refuge in the Sangha, my teachers, my friends, my spiritual family, those who aspire to live awake and free. And take a moment and feel that. Feel how it feels inside you after taking refuge. And for a few moments now, begin to allow the breath and visualize breath and energy flowing from the root of the spine or the perineal area, right up through the center, up through the crown. And as you exhale back from the crown, back through that central channel, all the way back down to the root. Do a few breaths in that way. The next time you exhale and you land down in the root in the area of the perineum, just imagine, visualize a spiraling energy. You might even visualize the color red. And the sound, and I'll give you the sound. The sound is lum. And we'll chant it together 3 times. So take a breath. Lum, lum, lum. And then invite that energy to spiral up to the right below the navel, the second center. You might even bring your hands right out in front. Here, the color red turns to orange, spiraling orange. And the sound is VUM. Taking a breath. VUM, VUM, VUM. And that energy begins to spiral up a little more now to the solar plexus, where it turns to yellow. And the sound is RUM. Rum, rum, rum. And that vibration rises up to the heart center, where yellow turns to green. And the sound is yum, yum. Take a breath. Yum, yum, yum. And it continues to rise up to the throat center where it turns to blue. And the sound is hum. Hum, hum, hum. And it continues to rise to the third eye, where it turns to violet, purple. And the sound is Om. Om, Om, Om. And it rises to the crown, returns to diamond white. And the sound is the sound of Om with the mouth closed. And we'll chant them one after another. You can bring your hands down at the very root. And we'll trace up along the front of the body, over the crown, and then flow it down the arms. So let's begin. Lam bam ram miyam ham om. Lam bam ram miyam ham om. One more time. Lam bam ram miyam ham om. And sit and feel the vibration of these sounds. You might even feel how the vibration is expanding and invites us into that heart as wide as the world, where we can bless ourselves and bless each other. And so from this awakened vibration, just take a few moments to think about and bring into your heart all the beings who have loved you into being here, all the people who have loved you into being here, all the creatures who have loved you into being here. You might feel them, a name or a vision. Just notice how that feels inside you. And when they come to your awareness, a moment of gratitude, maybe a little bow inside your own heart. Thank you. And then a blessing for them. May you feel safe. May you be at ease. May you be happy. May you know peace. And sit for a few minutes in that way, feeling those who have loved you into being come into your awareness. Extend a moment of gratitude and blessing. May you be happy. May you know peace. And then just pause for a moment and sit in the energy or the vibration of the well-wishing and gratitude. And then bringing your hands to your own heart in prayer and bowing to your own really tender heart. May I know happiness, may I know peace. And Jai Bhagwan to yourself and each other. I see the light in you. Mm. And then just take a moment to let your body shift a little bit and move. Mm. And we'll prepare for our first yin pose this morning. So if you're on a wood floor, you might want to take a blanket and spread it across your mat just for a little cushion. And have your blocks at the front of your mat. So if you would please come onto your hands and knees and then press yourself back into table. Into child, I'm sorry. I apologize. And then from there, extend your arms overhead, about shoulders width apart. Come onto your hands and knees. And then take your blocks right under your hands, under your shoulders, and take your right foot forward. So now, and slide your left leg back, right? It's nice to start high. It's doable for everybody. And now typically in a lunge like this, I'd ask you to keep your knee over your ankle. But if in your case, if your foot can stay grounded, your knee can come forward, that's fine. But keep your heel down, right? So find your place that feels appropriate. Settle in. Close your eyes if you like. And remember the three tenets of coming into a yin practice. So first, just find the edge that feels appropriate or the appropriate pressure. Any more too much, any less not enough. And as that edge changes, you might change where the blocks are. Some of you might even bring a hand on the inside. So there's a play that can happen. And then scan around in the body to see that the muscles are passive. Now, it doesn't mean you don't feel the muscles, you feel them, but they're not engaged. So scan around and relax what you can. So that means we're not engaging the shoulders, we're just letting it fall into the bones, right? And the third is that we stay a while, right? 3 to 5 minutes to really target the deeper connective tissues. And those 3 to 5 minutes are also very contemplative, right? Everywhere you go, there you are. And so here we are. We get to meet ourselves. Now, a companion here is your breath. So, right now, connect to the breath and the deep, natural inhale and exhale. And if you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, that little sounding breath in the back of the throat, use that. And then find the rhythm. You do that by counting 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm. You see what the inhale is, and you let the exhale match it. If sensation grows too strong, you can come up to a gentler way, letting your hands rest on your thigh. So be in the experiment of it and be present for it. This is a wonderful pose for this time of year also because it works both the liver and the gallbladder meridians, the energetic channels. And the liver really helps with our emotions and balancing our emotions. And when in balance, there is confidence and compassion, gratitude. And when out of balance, there's, indecisiveness and worry, right? Moody, impatient. And patience is something we could all use right now. To take another few breaths here. Hmm. And to release, bring your right foot back. You can come all the way back to child and pause there for a few moments to just feel what's happening. And if you feel taxed in any way, bring your awareness right to that place. Bring your breath there. Wherever awareness and breath goes, the life energy goes, right? And then please come back up onto all fours. And then come back into lunge on the other side. So left foot now, if you did the right, slide your right foot back, lean into it. Remember, keep that foot on the floor and find the edge that feels appropriate for you now. This is a new world. This is a new moment. And then scan around and relax what you can. It becomes a very interesting inquiry to let awareness scan around and feel how the body is responding to the life. We might find out things we weren't so aware of in just moving around in our day. Maybe there are places that are holding that or revealing themselves to you. So send a little love there. You can bless yourself, right? Thank you, blessed body, number one, for teaching me. And may I feel safe and healthy in my body. May I be at ease. Mm. Again, remember the Ujjayi breath is your companion. Hmm. Hmm. And I find it really helpful to begin my day by turning it in the right direction. And just as His Holiness reminded us to tell ourselves, every day as you wake up, I am fortunate to be alive. I have a precious life. I'm not going to waste it. That alone lifts the heart, reminds us how we want to live. Came upon this other teaching many years ago. It's from the Tibetan tradition. It comes from these little sayings called the Lojong sayings. And the very first one is first train in the preliminaries. And that refers to our meditation practice where we can, see ourselves, right? Both the craziness and the wisdom. And and then it asks us to reflect on the four thoughts or contemplations. And the first one is to maintain an awareness of the preciousness of this human life, just as His Holiness reminds us. And the second is to be aware of the reality that life ends. Death comes for everyone. It is the law of impermanence. Hmm. So we don't want to waste a moment. Life is very fragile, and we're learning that, particularly these days, but it always is so. And the third is to recall that whatever I do, whether it's virtuous or not, it has a result. That's the law of karma. And it really, when I remind myself of that, it really asks me to really pay attention to what I say, what I do, right? I have to be very diligent, because we're just so human. And this last one, number 4, says, suffering ensues when I do not recognize my boundless nature. And as long as I am too focused on self importance, too caught up in thinking how I am good or bad, obsessing about getting what I want, and avoiding what I don't want does not result in happiness. Hmm. That really, you know, really says it all. Getting what I want, not getting what I don't want, does not result in happiness. And to remember our boundless nature. So, in these last few moments, take a breath and open to that boundless nature that you are. And then release by pressing and taking your left foot back, going back into child again. Mm. And then, if you would, come back up onto all fours. This time, we're going to do a pose called the half dog. And it works the meridians, particularly in the upper body, right? All of the heart and the lungs and the large intestine and the small intestine. So it's always a multi-meridian experience, right? But it's a wonderful pose also to invite the heart to open up the back body that we tend to round as we move on in life, right? So come onto your hands and knees, which you already are. Slide your hands out towards the edge of your mat. Keep your hips right over your knees and then slide your arms forward. They can go as wide as you need and let your heart drop through. Now your forehead can come on the floor. Your cheek can come on the floor. And if you need, you can either widen the arms or bend at the elbows and press one hand into the other and rest your head on your hands. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale again, let the heart soften down. Mm. And you experiment sometimes with these poses, right? And scan around in the body. See where you can take breath and soften a little bit more. And, here we can really invite a softening of the heart, right? And it's a perfect time for a practice of blessing, which is the metta practice, a loving kindness practice, or practice of unconditional love, just love. Thich Nhat Hanh talks about it as just love, right? And there are very traditional phrases, and then over the years, phrases have been modified or just changed to meet the days, meet the times. Hmm. So it begins with ourself, right? We all deserve to be blessed. We all deserve our own loving kindness. In fact, the Buddha said, if you search the world wide, you couldn't find another being more deserving of your love than yourself. So wishing yourself well. May I feel safe. May I feel content or happy as I am. May I feel healthy and strong. May I be at ease with what comes my way. May I feel safe. May I feel content. May I feel strong. And may I live with ease. Mm. Mm. Remember your ujjayi breath as a companion. And now, bring your awareness and your breath right to the soft belly as it rises and falls. The phrases may continue or they may just be sort of in the background. But now, as you inhale, visualize your breath and energy going down under the root, up along the back of the spine, over the crown to the third eye, and pause there 2 counts. 1 Om, 2 Om. And as you exhale, visualize breath and energy running along the front of the spine, right back down to the second center below the navel, and pause there 2 counts. And do that 1 or 2 more times. One more time. And let awareness rest in the soft belly. Hmm. Feel where you are now. Hmm. And to release, come back up onto all fours. Slide your sacrum down, tucking your chin and round. And then press back into child. Hmm. Again, if the body feels taxed, just take your breath and energy there. And now, please come onto your back. If you like, have a blanket near you. Right? We're going to do a yin knee down twist. Begin by coming onto your back with your feet standing. Okay. Take a moment to feel yourself on the earth. Oh, grateful to this sweet Mother Earth. Grateful to be able to be sharing in a practice. Hmm. Grateful for this body. Your hands behind the back of your head. Lift your head an inch or so and lengthen the back of your neck. Hmm. And then relax. Replace the skull to the earth. Bring your arms by your side. Just press into your elbows a little bit. You can lift the fingers up and just slide your shoulder blades down and then spread them on your back. And then awareness down into the sacrum. And just feel the sacral bone on the earth. There's a little arc in the lower back. And just feel the neutrality of the spine. Hmm. Take a few long breaths here. And please extend your left leg on the floor. Press into your right foot. Lift your hips. Shift them over to the right. You'll be more on your left hip or buttocks. You can extend your arms out from your shoulders like a T or bend them in a cactus arms. And take your right foot to stand on your left thigh. Take a breath and roll over onto your left hip. I'd like to take my left hand on the outside of the right leg. And you might like to even lift the upper back and shift it over to the left a little bit and roll your right shoulder blade to the earth. Hmm. So find your place. The head can either look straight ahead or it can look over to the right. Mm. The right arm can extend out to the side. It can even come up another way is in that cactus arm or up towards the ear, which goes more into the meridians in the arms. Now the legs can be in this traditional way, or you can easily take a blanket, bend both knees and put a blanket between your legs, or cross the legs is another option. So there are many ways, so find your way, the one that feels appropriate today. Hmm. So the knee to the left, the belly, ribs, and the chest to the right. Hmm. And then you scan around and relax. Let the breath grow long and silky smooth. Hmm. Here you can imagine all the meridians in the legs, the liver and the gallbladder, and also um, the spleen, and the bladder and the kidneys and the arms, the heart and the lungs. It's a wonderful pose and really getting in to touch the multifaceted meridians that coordinate, that serve us, that energetically have an effect on our physical, mental, emotional, energetic being. So when energy is flowing, it's flowing through all of us. So we can put ourselves in a pose. We can visualize. We use breath. Those are ways that we can work. We chant, right? Sometimes we go for help to an acupuncturist or massage to open the energy. So, right here, right now, once again, find the rhythm of your breath. Count the rhythm. And with that little ujjayi breath, little constriction in the back of your throat. And as you do it, as we did very early in the practice, visualize now the breath and energy flowing from the very root right up through the central channel to the crown. And as you exhale, visualize and flow that energy like a little sparkling light right down through that central channel right to the root. And do that a few times. Take another breath or two and see where the body, just wring it out just a little bit. To release, release the right hand and the right leg and bring it back to the earth. Step into the feet and shift your hips to the center. For a moment, bring a hand on the belly and one on the heart. Hmm. Feel what's happening inside you now. Hmm. A moment of gratitude. Thank you for this gift. And then extend the right leg. Keep the left foot to standing. Lift and shift your hips to the left. More now on the right hip. Take your left foot on the right thigh. And then roll over onto the right hip. You can drop your left shoulder blade to the earth. Extend the left arm in the appropriate way. And again, you find the expression of this pose that is yours. Hmm. And then scan around and in this body. And if there's any place that's holding on more than you need to, let go of what you can. As I said, this wonderful inquiry into our body and minds and hearts. And so the holding may be in the body. You might notice the mind is holding to some fixed view. Hmm. And you take a breath and relax just a little bit. It's said that the benefits of metta, of practicing blessing, loving kindness, unconditional love, is that one sleeps peacefully, one wakes peacefully, one has pleasant dreams, one is loved by human beings, one is loved by devas and animals, and one is protected by devas, celestial beings. One is protected from outer harm. One's mind is joyful and unified. One has a bright and serene complexion. One dies peacefully and has a fortunate rebirth. So, if any of those are something that you would aspire to have in your life, then perhaps this is a practice that you can begin to cultivate and take on. Mm. Hmm. Hmm. His Holiness reminds us that it is not happiness that makes us grateful, but it is gratefulness that makes us happy. Every moment is a gift. There is no certainty that you will have another moment with all the opportunity that it contains. Mm. It's a wonderful Benedictine monk, Brother Stendhal Rast, and he says, whatever life gives to you, you can respond with joy. Joy is the happiness that does not depend on what happens. Joy is the happiness that does not depend on what happens. It is the grateful response to the opportunity that life offers you at this moment. The world didn't give you your joy, and it can't take it away. Hmm. So, a few more moments here. I love that. Joy is happiness that does not depend on what happens. So, it's an inside job. Take another few breaths here. And then to release, release your hand, bring your foot to the floor, step into your feet, and shift your hips back to the center. Hmm. And feel this moment right now. And for our final pose, if you have a bolster, that would be great. If you don't have a bolster, you can take a block with a blanket over it. Or you could just take two blankets, and fold them up, or fold a blanket in half, right? So get that organized for a moment. Bring the whatever it is you're using into the middle of your mat. Come to sit in the front, and then just hop your lower back, your sacrum, right onto the prop. And then slowly support yourself as you lower back down. Bring your back to the earth, the back of your head, and let your lower back and sacrum settle there on your prop. Whew. And then bring one foot in and then the other. And then lift the legs. And be right here. And let the legs just kind of dangle into their sockets. Take your awareness and scan from your feet down through the legs. And see if there's any way that you're efforting. And then let your awareness come down and where the bones go into their sockets. And how the sacrum is supported. Can you let go a little bit more there? Really be supported. And then feel how the back body, particularly the shoulder blades and the back of the head, just held by the earth. Can you let go a little more? Mm. Mm. It said, when you're grateful, you act out of a sense of enough and not out of a sense of scarcity, and you're willing to share. Gratitude connects us all. A sense of enough. Right now, feel into that boundless nature. More than enough. Touch who you are. Yes, this human expression of what is infinite, whole, and love itself. Mm. And take another few moments here. And then to release, bend your knees, bring one foot to the earth and then the other. And then just pause there for a moment. And then you can lift your heels, step into your toes, lift your hips up, and either slide the bolster down towards your knees on your under your upper thighs or slide your block out. Maybe you take a blanket and roll it and place it under your legs. And then when your body comes down to the ground, for a moment, just draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. Hmm. And if there's any little movement your body needs before we take rest, invite that. Just a deep listening if there's anything that's needed right now. Mm. And then over the next few moments, bring that to completion and bring the body to rest. So make sure that you're warm enough. If you have an eye covering, please use an eye covering. Let the body splay out a little bit. Mm. And then take a big breath in. Hold it at the top. Draw your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze your face. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold it. And then exhale. Let it all go. And let's do that again. This time, inhale. Squeeze everything. Legs, arms, face, belly. Hold, hold, hold. And then let it go. And now with each breath, let there be a little letting go, a little softening to this earth. Mm. As the muscles of the face relax, tensions and expression falls away. You might even take your hand or invite or imagine a gentle hand just wiping away any tensions on your face. Mm. And then taking a hand just to rest on your heart space and your belly and wishing a softness and an ease and a relaxation. Hmm. And on the next exhaling breath, let the mouth open and just allow a little sigh. One more time. And the hands can remain there, or they can rest by your side or on your belly. And just relax. Arms, you rest in the arms of the universe that are wide open. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmukshiyamamritat. Om. As you hear the sound of the bell and the sound of my voice, allow that to invite you back a little bit. Sounds of the room. And you take a big breath in and big breath out, and you feel back into being in this body. And as you come back into being in the body, perhaps again you take a hand to somewhere on the body that needs your loving attention. Little blessing to this precious one right here. And then gradually draw your knees in towards your chest and give yourselves a nice hug. You deserve it. Remember, if you search the world wide, you wouldn't find another more deserving of your loving kindness than you. And so that's true for everyone. And it's not a selfish thought. It really is about being full, full of love, right? We all are deserving. And so gratitude. A few moments here as you just maybe rock a little to just feel into gratitude and anything you're grateful for right now. And then please rock yourself over to one side. And then bring your hands to the earth and press up into sitting and come to sit on the edge of your blanket or your cushion. Your hands can rest in your lap, palm and palm, or your hands on your thighs, palms down or up, or even joining in a little mudra here, an energetic seal, the thumb and index finger joining. And then as you close your eyes, again, we feel where we are. We receive the gift of our actions. Take a few moments and reflect on our time together as we moved through the body and inquired into the state of gratitude and blessing. And notice if there are any highlights or insights for you. Mm. And then drop into that place. Remember our boundless nature. And from that place, receive your guidance today. Given all that's happened here and my life and moving forward with gratitude and blessing, what is it I need to remember? And listen to that inner voice of wisdom. Perhaps a word or a phrase, and just take it in. Mm. And as something bubbles up, just repeat it back to your own heart. And then if you would please take a moment and call up something right now that you are grateful for. So an inner bow and gratitude. And once again, letting our blessing practice reach out to our loved ones one by one as people come into your awareness, wishing them, may you feel happy, may you know peace. And let this reach to touch our communities, to our country, to our world and our globe. May all beings everywhere feel safe. May all beings feel content. May all feel strong. May all beings everywhere live with ease. May all have enough. May we all take care of each other. And feel how these blessings come back to you manyfold. And if you'd like to join me, we'll close with our dedicating chant, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. We'll begin with the sound of Om, chant it 3 times, and end with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So take a breath. Om. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings everywhere know peace and joy and love and light. May peace prevail. And as we bring our hands in prayer at our own heart, Jai Bhagwan, Namaste. Jai Bhagwan, my dear friends. Until we see each other next, take care of yourself and may we take care of each other. Thank you for joining me.